Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We got the squad in the building. Yeah. Hey man, we got a interesting weekend. People thought stuff was getting done, nothing got done. People thought stuff was getting moved, nothing got moved. Feels like weekend of Joel's actually. Appreciate it. Wow. Just saying, you spend the weekend there, you're supposed to move some people, and then nothing happens. That's all I know. But no, at the end of the day, the Justin Fields conversation continues. What is the trade interest right now for Justin Fields? Is it dying? When will a trade happen if a trade is to happen? And I mean, I think here's the biggest question. Are the Bears showing their hands a little bit with Caleb finally? Are they being a little bullish on Caleb? Albert Breer seems to think so. So we got to talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. What's going on, boys? How y'all feeling? How was the weekends? Nobody's dead. That's always a good sign.
yeah, Pat, that's a good way to start that off.
I assume we started still alive, and you can only get better from there. Shout out Tanner. Tanner been a member of the Windy City Breeze for 26 months. A Breeze super fan. Shout out Tanner.
Let's go,
26
Tanner.
months on
Shout
deck.
out, Dan, man.
Worth every dollar. And Justin stays. Poles was trying to finesse. We'll see what ends up happening with the whole Ryan Poles situation, man. I think it's interesting. Let's start here. Let's start about this Fields trade market. This Fields trade market has been very, very what's the word where it goes up and down?
Fluctuating or fluctuating?
Fluctuating. I kept
up and down sounded good.
I was thinking flatulence. I was like, I know that's fart.
Yeah,
no, that ain't it.
Well, that's up and down too, maybe.
It's been that's up and down too. Jordan, what's going on back there? You got a seat by yourself today, and you just letting it rip back there, dog?
Hey, I'm back here by myself, man.
Oh God, watch yourself.
Let it go. Let the breeze go.
Oh boy, here comes the old. It's not. No, that is too early.
Already,
it's too early for the credits,
already,
dude. It's too early. For
I did it already. I did it.
But no, the Justin Fields market is fluctuating quite a bit, and it seems like the market is down right now for Justin Fields. Interesting article from Albert Breer earlier talking about kind of how Poles has positioned himself in the coming days to possibly take his time with the entire Justin Fields situation and maybe even wait until guys like Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield are going to finally make a move. So I guess the question that I have to throw out there is, does the Justin Fields market improve with time?
No. I honestly don't think it improves. And realistically, it's because of, one, the teams that we have available that need QBs. I mean, let's be real. We're looking at a draft class that includes Bo Nix that people are still high on. He's not even entitled to go first round. No one cares about Bo Nix, but I'm just saying, he's there, right? And you have to weigh the pros and cons. Justin going into his 5th year, you need to pick up that contract eventually. And then at the same time, do I trade the draft capital or do I just take the chance on a rookie in this draft?
Hold on 1 second. We got over 100 in the chat.
Over 100 in the chat.
Hey, that's a record.
That light button.
That's 4 minutes. Yeah, that 4
Shout
seconds.
out Breeze Nation, man.
Shout out Breeze Nation. So you got to ask yourself, if you are, just put yourself in those team shoes. Are you willing to sit there and spend the money on Justin, who's a project at this point, let's be real, in the draft capital when you can just get that person in the draft?
Yeah. It's a tough question for me because it's one of those where does the capital improve and maybe this does become Justin Fields, unfortunately, maybe ends up being a consolation prize for some team. But what if Kirk Cousins don't want to go to Atlanta? What if Baker Mayfield don't want to go to Pittsburgh? What if, and I think that this is still a part of the conversation of when we talk about smoke screens and things like that. I think this still goes into that.
The book's not keeping?
But
the book's not keeping?
I mean, they ain't signed him yet.
That's what I was saying, though. I said he's probably going to have to wait till the draft before something happens at this point. I mean, maybe we got another week. But if it doesn't happen,
still time till free agency gets here.
But if it doesn't happen, it's more that's what I was saying when we were talking earlier today. If there's not a move and someone gets desperate because they missed out on somebody, someone might move up, and then maybe you can get that. If that second round pick is there, that's an option. Otherwise, it could get lower and lower and lower if they trade them.
I think that's the thing too, right? Like, do you play this out until maybe you play yourself out of the situation? And that depends on the confidence you have in the quarterback to me. Like, maybe you do play yourself out of the situation. Yeah. Guess what? Nobody cares if you play yourself out of the situation.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah. Guess what? Nobody cares if you played yourself. If the quarterback you pick works out.
Oh,
and so that's why, to me, I think that it is it's not polls going into a bad scenario. It's not polls going into a bad situation. But the fact that the market has cooled off so much, I think it does stem from the belief that the Chicago Bears are planning on moving on from Justin Fields, taking Caleb Williams. Okay, then if you're going to move on from him anyway, I'm going to give you the least amount possible because I'm giving up capital. And this is what I was afraid was going to happen, right? If you waited it out, you waited till the combine. They didn't have to do anything, and I'm fine with them taking their time and doing their due diligence. But if you're doing your due diligence, this is what happens. And think about from where we were at right at the end of the season when people were like, I think Justin Fields could be a second-round pick level player, to where we are here just at the combine, and people are like, yeah, second-round picks aren't really what's coming up in the conversation. We're getting some thirds. We're possibly getting some players back. I saw somebody report that Pittsburgh is definitely talking with them, and that there might be a pick and a player combination, maybe a Deontay Johnson back, because that running back from Notre Dame that Joel told us to watch out for is
first of all,
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
That's why you never trust about that one.
Oh, what a jerk.
I don't know about that.
What a jerk.
He's a first-round talent, according to Joe. No, he didn't say it was first round. He didn't say it was first round. I'm joking. He didn't say it was first round.
I just said I seen the guy on tape that looked really good. When that joker showed up at the combine, it was like a 4.72. It was twice.
It was not pretty.
And then surprisingly, you got the names like JJ McCarthy is making a climb. Yeah. We all saw somebody was like that. Michael Penix is getting a lot of love now too. In the last couple of days, his name has come up. People are talking about that. I think Rich Eisen mentioned him. Colin Coward did a nice little segment on him, talking about how much of a sleeper he could be. Yeah. And so when you have more and more of those names piling in, and you look at how where these teams are falling, like Pittsburgh is 20th, right?
20th.
Yeah. Pittsburgh says 20. Yeah,
20th. If JJ falls down there, are you going to be mad if they chose to use that first round pick on JJ McCarthy?
I think they want to.
I don't think JJ make it past the Giants. You know, the Giants love a spunky white QB. I'm just saying, dog. You know, the Giants love a dude that everybody else is like, maybe not a top 10 guy. Maybe not a top 10 guy. $40 million.
Hey, Bo Nix is. Well, again, Bo Nix is climbing again and again. I did not know that man was. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Though.
He's climbing. It's like I'm not. Again,
it's not that they climbed. The problem is like all this is just. It's the slow season. People are making all this stuff up. Nothing's really come out that's concrete. Bo Nix has been saying Bo Nix the whole season. It's just that now whoever the media people are saying, well, Bo Nix is here, or it's Mel Kiper. But now you're going to you get the whole point of the combine is to interview and meet these folks. Like they said, the tape is the tape. And so when they get a chance to meet everybody, see where they are. I mean, you actually took risk going out to the combine. Like JJ McCarthy, for all reports, did not actually have a great combine, right? But that doesn't negate who he is as a player and winning the national championship. Right. So it's like, they don't have their receivers. Yeah. They don't have all the people in place to help them, do the scripted plays that they want. So these guys.
He was overthrowing mugs.
Right.
And so some passes, but he throws 62 miles an hour. I was like,
right. But he can hit the top of a building. One guy can throw 95 yards. It's like, you don't have the time to do that.
Hey, to add my 2 cents to it, going back to your question about the Justin Fields market, I think it's kind of plummeting because, and yes, I do agree. The longer and longer we take to, whether it be to trade him or not, I think his value is going to continue to kind of go down. There is a conflicting report because I know you mentioned Pittsburgh maybe throwing a trade out there. I did read a report saying from Diana Rossini from The Athletic saying that Pittsburgh may be out of the running because they're going to be, for whatever the life of me, whatever they're thinking, they're going to be trying to look at maybe re-signing or talking to Mason Rudolph
to
do a contract, and also Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, they might.
Well, they probably
want. They're trying to re-up that for whatever reason. I don't know why they're not looking for better, but or going in the draft. But that's a possibility as well. But I don't think that Justin Fields' value is going to go up. We talked about possibly in a pipe dream getting that 20th pick from Pittsburgh or something like that. I don't think that's going to happen. Second or third round at the most, or maybe a package of late round picks for Justin if he gets traded.
I think here's my thing. Are you willing to take the L? If you're the Bears right now, you know what direction you kind of want to go at the quarterback. It doesn't change your evaluation if Justin Fields' market is dead. If you're willing to take a young man first overall, and it feels like the Bears are kind of getting a little bullish on Caleb here, and we'll talk about that as well. But like if you've done all your evals, if you've done all your breakdowns, of course you're going to have pro days, but you've done your interviews, you feel like he's the guy you thought he was. If you've done all of that, are you willing to take the L on a Justin Fields trade? And that's a tough. It's tough to do because you know what you're giving up on, or the potential of what you're giving up on. Right. You know the talent that could come from that, and some team is going to look back and say, "We got that for a fifth, or we got that for a sixth." You know what I mean? Like that to me is where, like, listen, the pieces you add can get you fired just as much as the pieces you subtract.
Yep.
Well,
Can we admit
in this
that he just has the
situation-
work? Go ahead.
I mean, in this situation, do you wonder maybe they just keep him? I mean, do you just keep him and
No,
you can't.
And
Not
let
if you
Caleb
draft
sit
a
for a
QB.
year?
Dude, you're gonna have havoc.
I'm be honest with you, it's
I don't think it's
You know what?
unrealistic to think of that. as a
unfair to
possibility.
both
Keep going.
QBs.
It's we playing.
Calvin is gonna find a way
Hey,
to
Cal,
keep him on
I'm
this
gonna be honest
team.
with you,
now.
Cal. It would be so unfair to Justin to do that. It'd be so unfair to Caleb to do that. It wouldn't make any sense.
I agree.
And then on top of that, I just have to say this. Can we just, like, for a moment, just be human? Justin has to have the worst timing ever. Like, his whole
What do you mean by that?
situation, the way it's getting drafted by the Bears in the situation, we were not ready for Justin.
No, Ryan Pace was
Right.
not
You
ready
know,
for
but
him.
you get what I'm saying. Victim of circumstance for sure.
Yeah.
We weren't ready for Justin.
Yeah.
On top of that, he goes now in a situation where he could potentially be traded. Russell Wilson is getting cut.
But that's on the thing is
Russell Wilson is getting
but
cut,
look,
and he can go to a team and get signed for like vet mem, and he's a better quarterback.
but
right
the
now. That
problem.
never
But
happened.
why? Why
You
is
know I
why can
disagree
he
with
get
you
the?
on that.
But why can Russell Wilson do that? Because how many yards he throw for? The only issue is that we still believe that Fields can get to a certain point. He hasn't gotten there. It was on him. This is not on anybody but him to perform. So he put himself in a situation where these jokers got a number one pick and they got a decision to make. If he had thrown for 3,000, 3,500 yards, we probably wouldn't even have this conversation.
True. I'm
Just
with
like
on
you
that.
said, right?
I'm true.
This was a gift, but it puts all of it. This is divide the city. This has nothing to do with us. It's his play. We know he's an athletic quarterback, and we know he has gotten incrementally better as a passer. But again, I'll give it that, Getsy was, play calling, bad coaching, and as well as the team getting, not necessarily.
But
good.
I think that's the tough part, though, right? Like, you're on one side, you're excusing bad coaching for the quarterback who was already established and won a Super Bowl, and on the other side, we're not excusing bad coaching for the quarterback who is learning and developing and has basically had to carry a team on his back for 3
Still
years.
has a high ceiling too.
Shout out to Cash in Hand.
Every year he's had a
Russ.
different system.
With
No,
Russ.
and that's not.
Russ had a
not
horrible
fair.
season.
It's
Like,
not-
Russ was a bad quarterback 2 years ago. Like, there's
Yeah,
no ifs, ands,
horrible.
or buts about it. Russ had an offensive line. Russ had wide receivers. Russ had a running game, and he had bad coaching. Yeah, horrible
Pause real quick. 200.
Oh, we over 200 in chat. Hit that
chat.
like button if you haven't.
Get
done
them
so.
likes up. Get them likes up, y'all.
Hit that like. Subscribe to the page. Almost. What are we? I think we're 50 subscribers away from 30,000 subs, y'all. Let's see if we can get that on the
let's
live
get it.
right now.
30K, man.
Can we get
30K?
30,000 on the
Oh, yeah.
live right now? Hit
We
that
just want more
subscribe
friends.
button,
We want
bro.
more.
We want more.
30,000. We are at 29,956
It's a global community.
Get outta here.
subs
Come
right
on.
now.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
hey, some of you all watching ain't subbed yet. You watching this, you put your phone down, you walked away. You're in
There
your
you go.
car driving. Pull over, hit the
Pull
subscribe
over
button.
is
Pull over.
crazy.
Safety first, subscribe
You gotta
second.
drive.
You don't have to
safely.
pull
You know what
over
I'm
to
saying?
hit
First sub,
subscribe.
second.
Stop your day.
It's only for a
Subscribe
second.
to the
Only
channel.
for a second.
Hey, only for a second. You gotta be safe. Thank you for
Safety first,
it.
sub
Safety
second.
first, baby.
Yeah.
Safe. Pull
Yeah.
over, subscribe,
Safety
get back
first,
to the drive.
sub
Yeah.
second, baby. Put that on a banner somewhere.
You can't say I don't love y'all. I gave you good advice. Pull over first. Anyway.
But no, I just think that, right, like when you talk about, one quarterback who is proven, is successful.
Yeah.
Right. Russell Wilson is successful. Bad coaching messed him up.
Yeah.
But when you
Yeah.
sit there and look at a young quarterback who is and I'm not saying, right, that this changes. I'm just saying this is how Justin Fields is being viewed. And you have to understand, if you get rid of him, right? Remember what Geno Smith was. until he got with Shane
career
Waldron.
backup.
got the right
Yeah,
coach.
There you go.
Until he got and barely was a career backup. I think
Yeah.
he had 2 years when he wasn't even in the league, right?
Yeah.
So
Didn't he
Yeah,
have
he
some
was a
time
backup.
out the NFL as well?
No man.
No,
Yes.
it's a savage game. Like the problem is they know someone's going to grab Justin Fields. They're just going to get him for nothing because then they got to turn right back around and pay that man.
Well,
The
the
two
problem
teams-
is nobody has the patience to go through this because I mean we're coming up on 2 years of Justin Fields' rookie contract, and there's been no, like you said, there's been incremental progress, but there hasn't been like superstar status. There's been bits and pieces that we've seen of Justin Fields improve his game from year to year, and even in the latter part of this season, he improved on certain aspects of his game that we questioned.
Yeah.
But we want better, and because we're in a situation to technically get better, and everybody's saying Caleb is the guy,
Greedy.
he blew everybody away with his interview skills and his
Feels
numbers.
like that's what the Bears are saying a little bit. But
What's that?
But go ahead.
Hey, my G.
What? don't you start with me, kid. Anyway, no, I
love
think
him.
that we're in a position where we have
You
to
love
move
who?
forward, possibly.
You love who?
I love Justin.
Oh.
But Caleb's the guy.
He might be the guy.
I mean, I'm warming up to it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm warming up to
Listen,
it.
you know who's not the guy for me right number one? MHJ.
Drake. No,
well,
you
I
tripping.
never would think to draft the receiver.
You tripping.
number
He's
one. Oh,
worthy
heck
of
no.
a first pick. If Caleb wasn't in the running for first, he'd be worthy.
My man
No.
said skip everything. I see y'all at the
That's
draft.
you know what? No.
Hey, you want to know why? You want to know
yeah,
why?
yeah.
Because JJ McCarthy draft stock didn't go up. JJ McCarthy said Hunt. Oh, that's not a receiver up there. And he don't get the Anthony Richardson the Anthony Richardson
Oh, he can't sit on
slack
one
of
knee
just throwing
and
it at
throw it
the
up?
ceiling. Yeah, he don't get that. He don't get
there
that.
was
slack.
there was actually a report. I actually watched one of the combine videos on YouTube, and somebody even mentioned that they addressed that. They said that Marvin Harrison Jr. said, "I'm getting ready for football activities." A lot of these people that are getting ready for the combine, they're called combine warriors or workout warriors.
Mhm.
They're specifically getting ready to try and run as fast as possible for the 40-yard time. They look good, like somebody like a Xavier, the guy that just broke the record.
Not
Xavier
now.
Worthy.
Yeah, Worthy.
We don't know if
He
he's
actually
going to
could
be a
play,
really
though.
good football
Hey, he
player.
actually
But
could play.
Can
he put his name on the map.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like he's one of the surprises to me of the combine because usually when we see those dudes that are that fast,
Yeah.
you go through and look at their tape and stuff like that. And I watched a little bit of it. I ain't sat there and done extensive deep dive into it, but I watched a little bit of his games.
You know what?
And usually you look at him and you just go, "Hey, he's a heck of a kick returner." Yeah, heck of a punt return guy.
Famous
You know what I'm saying?
Jones.
Like that's what I'd love to see from this. But like outside of that, you don't really see them as a role. I was watching Xavier Howard tape. I was like,
And shout out
He-
to
he-
Chicago
he
Bears
pretty good.
podcast hosted by
He a pretty
yours
good wide
truly
receiver.
right here. My man right there. Lance Briggs actually confirms that. He actually piggybacks off of those statements. It says he's going to be a really good receiver. So I
Yeah.
mean, like he's getting buy-in. I didn't know who he was initially. I didn't even check for him. So for him to be in that situation, good for him.
I knew he was. His team was just
And
dog
that's
water.
what the combine is all
I
about.
ain't
The
care about
combine is for those people who come out of the woodworks or names that are kind of on the fringe of being like noticed, and then they get their stock. Their stock continues to rise based off of their numbers. Like for the people that we already know are going to be at the top of the draft, the obvious top 10 picks, the generational quote unquote players.
Yeah.
They're getting ready for the NFL. Like they know they don't have to prove anything to a certain extent. And it, like you said, it could actually go against them if they put up numbers where like somebody could run a 4.5 or a 4.6 and you thought they were faster than that. So,
Joe.
you know, they don't take.
I will add this.
Dude,
You
I
said
was-
Joe.
Dude, no.
Hey,
oh,
Joe fell
boy,
in love with that
that's
Notre
the
Dame
name.
running back.
No, he looked good, man. And I was like, oh, I was sitting there too, like at my popcorn ready to watch it. It was like 4.72, and he ran
Yeah.
again. It was like 4.72. You know, but a lot of times those guys play. They might play, but you know what? He probably runs at 4.72.
Yeah.
Versus some guys, they're great without any pads on, without any equipment on, and then once it's time to actually play, they actually like slower.
One thing I will say is appearances are everything, and reputation is everything. Caleb Williams didn't do anything. Caleb Williams showed up, gave
Yeah.
a good presser, and all of a sudden his stock climbed. People who thought, well, maybe he's not number one, they were like, oh yeah, like Calvin
way
is,
that-
is a believer now because of a press conference.
Well, a lot of that
Jordan
has
is a
to do.
press. Hey,
you know
nothing
why?
I am.
changed.
You're right.
You know
I am.
why?
Nothing changed.
I
He's
am.
just a press conference.
No, but
all
a
he
lot
did
of it
was
has
speak.
changed because that's the first time he's personally spoken for himself outside of all of the
Yeah.
rumors that he doesn't want to come to Chicago or he
Facts.
wants to be the CEO as soon as he steps into the building or he wants this, he wants that. He's a
If
diva.
MHJ showed
Y'all
up,
jokers, you know what? It's the
just
internet.
show
You
up.
believe everything that's on
Hey,
the internet.
Now you know,
I asked.
Well, a
I
lot
asked
of people
earlier,
do.
I said, "Is anybody watch Caleb Williams?" Most of y'all like, "Nope." You got to see him watch some of his play. If you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
The whole point
Who
is
didn't
like
watch him? Who said they didn't watch him?
some people. I'm not
I
gonna.
mean, I've
bust-
watched.
I'm not gonna
I've
tell.
watched
I'm not gonna
highlights.
bust
Oh,
anybody out.
it's
I'm
somebody
not
on the
gonna
show
bust
that
anybody
ain't
I've
watched
watched
no
plenty of
Caleb
highlights.
tapes.
I'm not gonna bust anybody.
I feel like he might be switching cameras right now.
Oh, snap.
Like,
Hey, he's the
Oh,
Justin Fields
snap.
guy. He's a
Oh,
Justin Fields
snap.
guy. He didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like
hey,
the narrative
being,
we put out
being
there.
so much of a Fields guy that you ain't even looked at the other dude is crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like,
I'm
listen,
looking at this.
hey,
man.
look. I'm a Fields guy, and I watched the tape. I watched full games of this slug bag. Like,
Don't get it wrong. I've watched some of his tape. Don't get it wrong, but I haven't done like a deep dive.
Only the Notre Dame
I've watched
game.
mostly highlights. I'll be honest.
Only the Notre Dame. hey, what game outside of Notre Dame did you watch?
Huh?
What game outside of Notre Dame did you watch?
Huh?
bro,
Oh my god.
it is funny when you talk to people in Chicago. And I talk to, of course, people come up and talk to
Over
me.
300 in
Over
the chat.
300 in the chat. Hit that like button. Come on, now. Over 300 in the chat.
300.
I love talking with people in Chicago about like the Bears and stuff like that when they walk up and see me and stuff. But it's always like, I just don't know about this Caleb Williams guy, man. Like, how is he under pressure? And I'm like, which game did you watch? Notre Dame. It's like, it's the only game.
But no,
anybody
you know-
watch.
But the thing about Notre Dame is people don't realize like he threw like 3 interceptions in the first half. Well, he came back and he was throwing touchdowns. It's just they were already too far behind.
Yeah.
But he didn't give up. But I think what I
that's how
like.
Trevor Lawrence made his or snuck under the radar for another year.
Hey, Trevor Lawrence won the whole playoff
4
game
picks
like
in the
that.
first half and then came back and won it, but nobody pays attention to them 4 picks in the
Yeah.
first half.
I mean, I think that whatever, like, well, what did we say? Whatever, we're gonna rock with polls, right?
Yeah.
They're going to evaluate. They're going to evaluate the talent. They're going to see what's going on. Because to me, the way they're gushing about not just the Bears, but like PFT, were going crazy over.
Oh, PFT
Caleb,
was
like, oh my
dying
God.
over Caleb. He's like,
But-
we spent 10 minutes with him. Oh my God.
But doesn't that-
the guy? I was like, all right.
But let's just say he actually is the guy. Isn't that a great position to be in? Like, how many times we watched the drafts and we never had a chance at Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Gary.
No,
Payton.
I've said
Manning.
said this. Gary Payton too, but Gary Payton. We didn't need him then, though. Yeah, I mean, we didn't need him. Then. I've said this a ton though. Like this is everybody's sitting here and they're getting so emotional and they're so in their feelings and they're so tied to who they want the next quarterback of the Chicago Bears to be. No matter what, we all know that if Caleb comes in, he throws 40 touchdouns, 5 interceptions, you're gonna be
It's a wrap.
Everybody gonna be wearing a
Exactly.
13 jersey and it's gonna be glazing for days
And
out here. They glazing pains. That's what they're gonna be doing out here.
Oh baby.
You say that on
Wait a minute. What you mean about that,
acceptable
boy?
flag. Exactly what I
Well,
meant.
okay.
Exactly what I meant.
I ain't throw mine yet.
Hey,
I'm gonna
hey,
let you throw yours. Hold
I
on.
meant exactly what I meant. Yeah, like that's you already know how the narrative's going to change. And guess what? If Justin stays around next year and Justin shows out, all the people that were Caleb Williams fans, you're gonna be because here's the thing: you go back on the beginning of a lot of their Twitters from the beginning of the season.
Yep.
It's a lot of Justin gonna prove everybody wrong this year. They hurt. That's all that happened. Justin hurt them. He slept with somebody else.
That Green Bay game changed the city for sure. That last Green Bay game. But first of all, Jordan Love cooked us both.
The
games.
first one.
Jordan
the
Love
first
cooked
one
us
hurt.
both games.
The
But
first one put him so far behind the 8 ball.
Jesus, like for real. So at this
I
point,
blame Getsy for that game. There's a lot of that went into that
A lot
game.
of bad
that-
coaching.
yeah.
A lot of scared play.
Didn't
calling.
throw a pass in the third quarter. Like, what was your game plan coming out of that?
I mean, maybe he didn't feel like his QB could.
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry. No, that's
Right,
on Getsy.
and-
That's on
Hey,
Getsy.
it could be
listen,
that-
You can't throw a pass
listen,
in
listen.
the third quarter.
That's where Matt Nagy was an absolute savant. If you couldn't play, he was gonna let everybody know you couldn't play.
yeah.
Hey, Mitch, throw it.
Justin, you ready?
Hey,
Myles Garrett.
We have no doubts in our.
man get steamrolled.
Hey, listen,
Shout
I'll
out to
tell
my
you
man
this.
Eric Sanprant.
There's gonna be some Bears fans that like Justin is gonna go to another team and they're always gonna have like that. Man, he could have been something here, man. I would have loved it. We had the chance, but there's always gonna be.
I'm gonna be that guy. You want to know why?
Listen, no, but here's the thing. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that Mitch Trubisky can't play football. Like when Mitch left here, I was like,
Nope.
that checks out.
No,
Yeah,
I just think that
you was
he-
riding with.
I was holding on to Pittsburgh.
I feel-
At Pittsburgh, I was like, God dang it, Mitch, you gotta help me, Maserati. Come on.
I think he developed the bad traits and habits that he never got a chance to develop. If he was supposed to sit for a year and actually let the game come to him, He was too busy. Like he already had become who he was, and so
what did Mitch do best?
he ran around.
I don't even think he did that.
He did.
I mean, he could.
Until he got
he was
his
he
shoulder
scramble,
broke
he could
against
move the pocket.
Minnesota.
He could
Definitely
scramble.
moved the
Right, he could scramble.
He could
Because what he
scramble.
would do, he would scramble, get a good 30-yard, 40-yard run. The next thing you know, you're in the red zone.
If he
And
played
he actually did
Detroit-
turn the ball over in the red zone. The issue was that he did not have an accurate deep throw. That was his problem.
If he well,
And he
We're
wasn't-
throwing it to Javon Williams.
Ooh,
Hey, bro.
Javon
Hey,
Williams.
bro,
Man.
hey, legendary
That's a-
moment. I think that's
Hey,
what
SWAT
started it
said,
all.
SWAT, shout out SWAT. He said, beating the Lions. You ain't lying, bro.
Hey,
That
if
man
he played
gotta
the
be
Lions
6-0.
every week. Here's
He
the funny
played the
thing.
Lions every week.
Y'all
bro.
want to talk about a full circle moment? This is totally off topic. Y'all realize that Pat didn't want to talk about football on this show initially? This was a fully based basketball show.
I don't know if it was. We talked football.
No, you didn't want to do a live call. You was really emotional
We
about
did.
the
We
Bears.
did Bears. No, I didn't want to do live.
You didn't want to do a
calls.
live call.
We
You didn't
did
want to do a
Bears
live call.
post game shows, and we did. I still don't.
I
wanna
do remember.
live
I
calls.
remember when I came around, you didn't want to do live.
I didn't
wanna do live
Yeah, I
calls.
That
remember.
man flipped the table on Javon Williams.
bro. That's why
That's
I
the
didn't want
most
to do live
viral
calls,
clip.
bro.
No, he
What's
didn't
that
want.
most viral
No,
clip?
he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to get exactly too violent and
Yeah.
tear
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So that's why
Now-
you get too
now-
passionate.
Now, Joel
Javon
Joel
Williams.
figured
I
out the
never
right
seen
way
that.
to do it. There's a lot of expensive stuff on this table. Hey, listen, I'm gonna throw stuff I can afford. What Cat Williams say? I come through. I'm throwing all the paper. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm not. The MacBook is here. The MacBook is not going nowhere.
And one time I almost destroyed my cards, though. That was all right, though.
Ain't nobody worried about
Oh,
these
that was
cars
funny.
falling. They
That,
in the
that
case.
was that was
Y'all
funny.
sitting here calling
He
them
threw his head-
I
generational
see that
talent.
mess.
Don't know the definition
That
of
was
a
the Bulls
generation.
game. That was the Bulls
Well,
game.
time out. If you are a franchise quarterback in your rookie season, that's generational.
Huh?
If you end up being like the face of a franchise, like
That's not
you
generational.
live up to
Is
it.
Bryce Young generational?
If you're the face,
Well,
like
he
the
didn't
defensive-
end up living up to it.
Generational.
You,
He's
I said
the
if you
face of
live
the
up
league.
to it.
He's the
CJ
face
Stroud
of his
lived
team.
up to the hype of where he was drafted.
V-Dog.
He exceeded. That's a
Trubisky was supposed to sit behind
No, it's
Glennon.
not. Generational
Glennon.
means you still gotta have that
Generational means you're the
prolonging
best
of
quarterback of your generation.
CJ Stroud was
Right.
an MVP conversation, not
No,
rookie.
no,
of the
And
year.
it's not the
was
best
he MVP?
quarterback of his generation.
Was he MVP? Who is the generational
his
quarterback of
generation?
this league right now?
Patrick Mahomes is not in his generation.
The young
He's
quarterbacks
playing
that are
right
in
now.
the NFL right now are his generation.
Patrick, no.
What Justin Herbert? Is he better than Justin Herbert?
No, statistically, no.
I mean, you wouldn't know yet.
No, in his rookie year.
You comparing rookie.
Justin Herbert's rookie
I'm
year,
just-
he had
I'm
some of
just
the best
saying,
stats.
Justin
period.
Herbert ain't won a playoff game.
Neither has CJ Stroud.
Here's the thing. I would also say you
No,
can't be a
Houston lost in the
generational
first round.
quarterback your first year. Unless you Pat Mahomes and you go win the Super Bowl.
And win the Super Bowl. Like Dan Marino-ish.
like right. Like you have to
But
be.
Dan didn't even win.
He got there.
But he
It's
got
a
there
rookie.
rookie
Joe
year.
Burrow didn't win. Is he generational?
He's a problem.
He's a problem.
Joe Burrow is a problem.
Joe
He may
Burrow
not
is
have an
generational.
arm. He may not have a leg or an arm.
Joe Burrow.
Just looking- he looked toward the-
Hey, you know what Joe Burrow is slowly becoming. I swear. Like I don't know if anybody's
Andrew
seen
Luck.
Monty Python. The night when he's like, "It's a mere flesh wound," and they like lop off another leg. He's like, "Come at me again. It was a mere flesh wound." That's what Joe Burrow.
Mully Ball,
becoming.
I stand
What's-
corrected. They did win one game. My bad.
I
They
thought
won.
they
They
won.
won one game. Yeah, I
In the
overlooked
playoffs, yeah, they
one
won a
game.
game.
Yeah, then they because they beat the mess out of Dallas, right?
Right, he got as many playoff
No,
wins
that's
as
the
they beat-
wrong division, brother.
So, okay, see,
No,
I'm all
he
over the
played,
place. All right, never mind. Let me shut up.
AFC. Who got beat by? I
Oh,
don't
Green
even
Bay
remember.
beat Dallas, didn't it?
Yeah,
Green
Green
Bay
Bay
beat
beat Dallas.
Smoked
Green Bay
Dallas.
smoked Dallas. I don't remember who lost in the NFC. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey man, we got to keep this thing moving along. We got a couple more topics to get to, and then of course the best and worst of the weekend. Make sure y'all stay in tune with us. If you haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. See if we can do it on this live here. We have gained 5 since I said hit that subscribe
Let's
button.
go.
So
To the
29,961.
To the 5 of you all that pulled over, thank you. I need
Hey, one dude
35.
said he didn't pull over. He said I was just rolling, bro. I didn't even need to pull over.
Hey, fam, I appreciate you. Hey, the other 46 of you, what how many you need?
Hey,
46 be over
yeah.
overachievers. Pull
Hayes
over.
said, Jordan, stop wearing hoodies.
Hayes,
The
you
same
look, you
color
looking
as
a
your
little bit
skin
too
color,
hard,
bro.
Hayes. You looking a little bit too hard.
Uh-oh.
That's that
If you,
Diddy
if you
stuff
think
right
that
there.
skin color,
Did he do
you
it?
look,
Did he
you
do
looking a
it?
little too hard, brother.
He said you looking a little too hard. Hey man, we'll be right back right after this word from Aura. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name. You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold. Breeze Nation, what is good? Welcome back to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Got to keep the Bears conversation going, keep the Bears talk going as we got Caleb Williams fever here in Chicago, apparently, or at least it seems that the Chicago Bears do. In that similar article where Albert Breer was breaking down kind of, the Justin Fields timeline and where we see Justin Fields ending up, different things like that. He talked about how you got to read the tea leaves with some of the things that we're seeing from Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears here. He said the Bears had planned to bring USC Trojans quarterback Caleb Williams to Chicago for his top 30 visit Tuesday, fresh off the combine. Tomorrow, they wanted to bring him in here. They basically wanted to drive back to Indianapolis with him. That's what I got from that. That is extraordinarily early. Most teams don't even start with 30 visits until the end of March or beginning of April when pro days are wrapping. The idea was pretty simple. Chicago wanted to check some final boxes before finalizing its plan at quarterback before free agency starts next week. In the end, Williams and the team decided to move things around rather than shuttling the quarterback to and from California again in the midst of preparations for his March 20 pro day. The Bears will host Williams in Chicago shortly after that instead. So Caleb Williams will meet with the Bears a little bit later, but literally the Bears were like, we're driving back. How do you feel about the trunk?
There's room in the
We
back.
would love to put you in the back of the trunk.
Hey, is Poles driving a Rolls Royce? What do you think he's driving?
Nah, I think
Probably
Rolls Royce
Mercedes.
color
He
it.
probably driving a Yukon.
Poles driving
No,
a,
he
nah, he
pulled up in
driving it.
something.
He's done it. I think he's in a Toyota, like a
They-
Toyota.
LX.
No, like a regular,
Nah, he
regular
pulled up, he
whip.
pulled up in something nice in his intro video when he became GM. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah,
like a
True,
silver or
that was.
something. I
But
forgot
it
what
wasn't
was.
nothing crazy. Like it was
No.
just a nice looking car. I don't think it was nothing insane.
Hey, Poles, baby, you got it. When you making moves like that, you got to up the
Pulling
ante.
up.
Right.
You
You know what?
You
Hey,
gotta
listen,
pull it up.
listen. You know
gotta
what probably plays a big part in this, and this may be a side conversation, but I'm bringing it up anyway, right? Well, look at that. Hey, y'all know what
You
it
know we
is.
got something, baby.
Hey, I got these cards,
Hey,
baby.
he might be showing it a little bit.
I thought about you with that, Pat, about like he might have showed the card.
Might have showed a card or
With the Fields
two.
thing, I was like, I was the first thing I
Might
thought
have
of.
showed a
He
card
might
or
have showed
two,
one
bro.
card. He showed one card flipped over.
Yeah, he might have showed a card or two with the whole Justin
Yep.
Fields situation. But here's the one thing that I'll say, right? Like Gilbert Arenas said this, and now I've gone back and done a little bit of research on it. For the most part, I think it's proven true. Ryan Poles does not wear a do-rag, clearly, because we can see kind of how the hair's going there. Caleb Williams, clearly, no do-rag. No do-rag on Caleb Williams either. I mean, you got waves right there. That's waves. A little bit. But,
It look like
he
he woofing
hey, look,
right now.
hey, look, had no do-rag at that combine. Had no do-rag at that combine.
Yeah, he will.
Gilbert Arenas said, if you worried about waves, you're not good enough to be great.
Yep.
And I started going through some of the winners in the NFL, and you look at that hair, it's not great.
Dang.
It's not great. I mean, Jordan just went simple. He said, take it all off.
Well, he was balding.
He was bald.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
was.
Kobe.
That hairline was going further and further back. Hey, 02 Kobe had the hairline like right here though. You gotta remember that. I don't know if he did that intentionally or not, but it didn't work
like,
out.
hey, throw a little do-rag on there. Get the waves right, man. That's all I really want to see. But no, I honestly,
This man said
a
do-rag.
little do-rag, bro. Like no black businessman in power is rocking a do-rag at
You
night.
said it with such confidence and so serious. I didn't know if that was the joke you're using about to make the point, but that was the point.
That was the point.
Okay.
Yeah, think about somebody that's popping. They got waves. Like that's truly like the top of their game that got waves.
The style has changed. Nobody wears Caesars anymore.
What you talking about? It's people that got waves all over the NBA. Paul George has 360 waves.
Paul George
that's
is good
true.
though.
That's one.
Hey, Jason Tatum keep his hair nicely trimmed.
Jason Tatum got 360 waves. How many
Yeah, he got them
championships he got?
buttons, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's true. Steph Curry ain't won a championship with waves.
That-
He
Well,
always
all
let
the
it grow
championships
out.
with the
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
Dang.
Hey,
might
can you
be
be
onto
great
something.
with waves is the question. No, anyway, in all serious, talking about the Caleb Williams situation and Ryan Poles looking to being very bullish on Caleb Williams, I believe, and maybe showing his hand a little bit here towards the end. Do you feel like the Bears wanting Caleb to come back for a workout that quickly has more to do with wanting to make a decision on Justin or the decision already being made on Caleb coming to Chicago?
Well, I think that with Ryan Post saying he doesn't want to leave Justin in the gray, and you kind of seeing reports of maybe Justin Fields being traded and where he could possibly go, his market and his value. I think he's trying to give Justin Fields some due diligence and some time if they trade him to go to the right place. We've talked about Atlanta before. And so, yeah, he wants to probably get ahead of this and get it done early. If you're going with Caleb, get those medicals out the way. Let's get this conversation over with. Let's see what we can get for Justin and move forward to give respect to Justin.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I think
Great breakdown there, Joe. Appreciate
there you
that.
go. Yeah.
Phenomenal breakdown.
more where
Wonderful
came
value
from.
add. Wonderful value. I would say this though. Poles was in the room when they selected Patrick Mahomes. He was in the room when they traded up for Patrick Mahomes. If you think that Poles doesn't have Andy Reid available to sit there and help with this evaluation, you're a fool. Poles just has a great reputation across the league.
Yeah.
He's very well connected, obviously. Most GMs are. It's time. Even if he's wrong, it's time. It's his guy. It's the first opportunity to get his guy. You have to ask yourself, would you be willing to let your career die on a QB you didn't pick?
No.
If it's the right QB.
And right now, you don't know if it
If
is.
it's
Right,
the right
'cause
QB.
The
And you
problem
don't
is
know if it is.
he hasn't got to that point. But the problem, I think, all of it is because he got the number one pick. I think, like you said before,
Facts.
if we didn't have that number one pick, if we were like third, even if it was second, I don't think we probably end up standing pat. But now that we got that number one pick, and you got a chance to get probably a premier talent at quarterback, because people, like, everybody keeps saying he's either a bust, he's either great or generational, or he's a bust. People, it's just all conjecture. No one knows anything just yet. I mean, all it is that he won a Heisman. Now, did he have a regressed year? I know what I said personally. I'd rather keep building my team.
Yeah.
I said there's another Heisman winning quarterback in the draft, and I would try to get more picks. But if he's that much above everybody else,
Watching more of his tape, I kind of get it.
yeah,
Because as a team pops up, you just go, oh, he put up 640 yards on them. Yeah, I mean, like you kind of, and then like when Alabama rolled in, you were like, oh, he came back down to earth a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like, man, that's one game, right? Like he's had other games that were very good, but it's just I kind of get why there's a little bit of hesitancy with Jaden Daniels being a top 5 pick. Now, do I think he will be?
Skinny
Yeah,
too, right?
because I think I
that
don't
was
care
my
about
only
skinny part.
issue.
Muggs,
He might get broke up.
I mean, you get in the
Muggs,
workout.
you know who
You
cares
can
about
work out.
everybody cares about the skinny part until the dude comes in and cooks. You know what I mean? Like
Well, that's the gamble.
Hey, I'm
well,
sorry.
but I
no,
mean, like,
okay.
that was the knock on Deshaun Watson when Deshaun Watson won a national
Right.
championship versus
Cooked.
the best defense in the NFL. And Ryan Pace was like, or in college football, Ryan Pace was like, well, I got this young guy who pulled up.
By the way, Joe Burrow is not big. Like, he's not like a bulk. Like,
Yeah.
He's
That's a bad example.
Well, see,
He's not broke.
but
That's a bad example.
well, this is my
He's been
point.
broken every year.
Hey, Lamar Jackson's not a
You
big.
say
I'm
Lamar
saying it's a
Jackson,
lot
there
of
you go, Lamar
QBs out
Jackson.
there.
But
Yeah.
this is
It's a lot of QBs out there that don't have this like imposing frame like Justin does, and they're doing just fine.
But this is the problem is that these type of talented guys, there's a reason they are the number one consensus type of player. The problem is they go to bad teams. They don't have the infrastructure. They don't have an offensive line. I mean, you look at Andrew Luck. You look at Sam Bradford. Didn't make it. Injuries. Like how many of these guys
He's on
don't
the Rams,
make it?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, well, he was. I think the Rams, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many guys that get drafted number
He
one?
got to an NFC title game, though, right?
He got. In my point, he's not in the league anymore. Stafford was getting beat up to a point, but he was carrying, the Lions. The issue is that like the Bears are actually in a better situation. They're actually not a 3-13 team or 2-11 team. They're in the middle. They kind of have enough to just get over the hump. And you have a gift getting possibly a number one pick. He has a potential to not necessarily get beat up coming to Chicago because they're one off season away from actually building their team.
Yeah. Now we'll see what it ends up being. I don't know what that noise was. The other fridge is off. So that scared the heck out of me. Getting used to a new studio, dog. I tell you that much. We've been in here how long? It could be the alcohol, Joe. It could be.
Let's go.
What's in your cup?
And then even if he trade back,
Depends on who's sponsor.
even if you trade back for the one,
Yeah.
there's still Daniels. There's still the number 9. You're getting a QB. You're moving forward.
Yeah, everybody's high on Daniels. It seems like.
Hey, Daniels is a dog, bro.
He threw what?
Jennings had a
43?
good
Was
workout.
it
too.
3,500 yards and 1,000 yards rushing?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
But what if they just doing all this because they really want to see what are the measurables, man? Like, is he like really 6'1"? Is he?
He is.
No, he is.
I think
That's
Sylvie
a
said
done
he
deal.
is actually.
Everybody
Sylvie and
confirmed-
Waddle said he is. Waddle
Yeah,
saw
but
him
like,
this weekend.
like, what are the Bears wanting him to come back
I
for?
think what's funny about that is,
The
and
throw
that
and
to
he
me is draft season in a nutshell. Right?
Is his hands big enough? He's
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, like that to me is draft season in a nutshell. When Caleb Williams said, "I've never had anybody question my height and weight before,"
Shout
he was
out to
like,
Singlewood.
he was just like, I'm 6'1", 6'2", 200. Now, it's a big difference between 6'1" and 6'2". I don't care what nobody say. Most be
That's a
like,
big difference.
what's the difference? An inch? Like, yeah, an inch could be. Can you see over the line or not?
Paul.
Pause.
Hey,
I guess.
hey, listen, that's a flag. That's a flag.
hey, listen.
I'm not gonna throw the
Hey,
flag.
What's the difference in an inch is
I'm
a
not
flag?
Challenge.
I'm not
Challenge.
throwing. I'm not throwing it.
I don't know
You
about that.
guys are too flag happy.
I'm ahead by a lot in the game, so I'm not
Flag
throwing
little
the challenge.
flag.
I'm ahead by a lot in the game. So,
You're ahead
no,
by a
not
lot?
that.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
hey, look.
Okay. Hold
well,
on. Hold up.
take that for what you will.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
But
No.
no, I think what's interesting about the whole situation with Caleb Williams right now is, like he said, you've seen the tape. You got 3 years of tape on this young man. You know what he
3
brings to a
years.
football field. The measurables maybe is the question. I think the medicals are probably more so the question, but even that, we've had no questions on his medicals. He didn't lead a season injured. We had no questions on, like you kind of want to know, I guess, like the underlying stuff, like does he have
They got his
some kind
X-rays
of
already.
sickness or something like that doesn't, like, I think if I'm not
A
mistaken,
rare bone
Justin-
disease.
Justin
and a
Fields has epilepsy, right? Is it epilepsy?
Yes.
Or
yeah,
He
he
has
has a form of
epilepsy.
it.
he has a form of epilepsy,
Yeah.
right? Like, but it hasn't affected him since he was like
He was a kid.
10.
Yeah.
That
And
actually-
remember when he got drafted, Muzz were like, well, what if he has a seizure on the field? And I was like, I saw Justin Fields get his ribs cracked on the field, and he didn't have a seizure. I think he's going to be all right. Like, this is also the time of like making certain things up. The Bears have done enough of a deep dive on this to where they know what they believe and what they expect to see on Caleb's medicals. It's just getting the confirmation on that. And you do have to do that. And I know Ryan Poles is going to be a stickler with that because his first signing was what? Larry Ogunjobi.
Yeah.
He ended up
No.
not being able to sign him
Man.
because of medicals. So you do got to know those certain things.
Shout out to my man Muck the General. I got to get the horn, the salute horn.
You've
Just
taken
for my
such
man
a
Muck.
weird attachment to Muck.
Muck, that's a cold name, dog.
Why?
I don't know. It's like Muck
Can you
the
explain
General.
what
Why?
the?
I don't. He needs to explain how he came up with that because it's like, how did you come up with Muck the General?
Joe,
That
Joe-
sounds like a Wu-Tang
we
name.
have
That's
to-
why you like
Yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
we also have to remember Joe comes from that era of Bills, the house on the hills. Everybody knows all fish have gills. Like, yeah, you got to remember that as well. let's keep this thing moving along, boys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. Another topic that I thought was very interesting coming into today, right before we started the show, the Darnell Mooney news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney apparently turning down a contract of up to $10 million a year.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
$10 million a year.
For how many years? What, 3 years?
Three-year
3 years.
deal. He basically would have got Nate Davis money. You know what I mean? Like maybe you, as a wide receiver, you don't want left guard or right guard money, but $10 million a year. Did not have a great season. I believe 436 yards, 1 touchdown
That's bad,
on the
Joe.
season. Definitely
That's,
nothing great.
hey.
And Big Z was writing about it. He said there's a cautionary tale here for Mooney as he turned down an extension that offered him from the Bears to start last season. As I understand, he had a 3-year deal for over $10 million a year. Now, there's still a market, according to them, for Darnell Mooney, but
Hey, that's that Kevin Garnett, like, it got bad real quick, yo.
It got bad quick.
Yo, that's bad, yo.
that's tough to hear, and it's sad to hear because you feel like now the season makes a little more sense.
Yep.
Why don't you go to him in that Detroit game?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you utilize him more as the number 2 wide receiver? Why don't you get him involved in the offense more? Why is he Justin Fields' 3rd and 4th option in some of these games? Right? Like that's the part. No, he didn't Dennis Schroeder himself, though. Like Dennis Schroeder turned down generational money. What was Dennis Schroeder deal? Wasn't it like
No, that was rumored. His agent supposedly never received that offer, and it was never formally presented.
Look, the Lakers said that man, what was it, 80?
I think it was $19 million a year.
It was like
I
$89
thought it was like
million for like
yeah,
3
it was
years.
like
Something.
it was
I think it was like 78 for what?
If his agent received that offer and Dennis Schroeder, because Dennis said he never received it. If his agent received that offer and didn't present it to Dennis, he could sue his agent for that money.
Now, that was years ago.
Hey,
that was
might be-
weeks ago.
That might be just being
Stupid.
too trusting.
I'm
That
just
might
being
just be being
honest.
too trusting. I don't know about that one.
That's what he said. He said he never saw that offer.
It's realistically, it's a tough situation to hear from Darnell Mooney, and it makes so much sense on why they went and got Tyler Scott.
Yep.
It makes so much sense on why they look to move on to the next guy in the depth chart, in the rotation, because the entire season I just kept going. I was like, why is Tyler Scott the one running a streak down the left side in the Detroit game to try and get wider? Like this, it doesn't even make sense. Like Mooney's not that big of a threat that you couldn't use him in that moment.
Yeah.
Like it never made sense to me why they didn't utilize him. And now it's like, oh, politics. Oh, you didn't take the money. That means that you're probably not going to be a part of the future of this team. We feel like we drafted a young wide receiver that can replace you. We feel like we've got the next guy in what you could be. Sorry, thank you for playing the work version of our game. Enjoy your next team. Now, I fully expect him to go over like the 2 teams. Jeremy Fowler reported this on ESPN as well. The 2 teams that Darnell Mooney is getting interest from are the Chiefs and the Titans. Not going to be a tough decision on which one he wants to go with there. There's an offensive coordinator on one of those teams that was on the team the last time Darnell Mooney was a number 1 option and had over 1,000 yards, and now he doesn't have Mitch Trubisky throwing to him. He has Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a tough. I think it's tough. And listen, guess what? You did play yourself. You played yourself. How much you getting signed for over there? What?
Probably 6. Yep. 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the next
Well,
contract might be nice.
How old is he?
Darnell's young, probably
26.
26, 27.
He's still young.
Yeah, no.
That re-up gonna be nice if they make it back.
He's
think-
going to be
what
nice because I mean he's not really being challenged outside of Rashee Rice at the wide receiver position. Like he can really implement himself in that offense pretty quickly.
He's going to get the
Rashee Rice is
Rice
definitely
is
going to be the best receiver. He's already taken strides in his rookie
He's
year.
only 26 years old.
but he's going to get a league minimum. It's not like he can just go all the way down. I mean,
He's not going to get league
He's
minimum.
got
He'll
1,000
probably get
yards,
$6
He
million.
got $3 million right now.
but he might get the same similar deal, but he's not going to get more.
He's not going to get 10 mil.
He might.
He's not going to get 10
I'm
mil.
just saying.
You know
but
who'll give him 10 mil? The Titans. You know what he's not going to do with the Titans?
Win.
But Will Levis is over there.
Stop
Will
it.
Levis is.
How many of them
He's
Will
not
Levis
good.
games
Yeah,
you
no.
watched, bro? You
Did
watched
y'all
that
see-
one game where he
I
could.
watched all of them.
Hey, did y'all see
No, he
that?
had some turnovers.
Y'all saw that Mike Evans re-signed for 2 years?
Yeah,
I did see
that's
that.
a done
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
That's
Good
a done deal.
resign. Good resign for them.
Bank,
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Hey,
Hey,
all I can
32
think,
mil guaranteed?
this tell you how ruined I am by meme and GIF culture. all I could see when because they said he wanted $25 million for 2 years, and he ended up signing for 52. I said Tampa Bay was like the LeBron video. Where he's like, you know what? Have 2 more. That's all I could think, bro. That's all I could think. So I shout out to him. Like that's an interesting one because who's playing quarterback? Maybe Baker, maybe not Baker.
Sounds like they're gonna get Baker back.
They need to keep Baker. Baker cook.
I think they're gonna keep him.
It'll
Baker
definitely it'll be interesting to see kind of because Baker's a name on the quarterback market that slows down Justin Fields, slows down the deal getting that. Baker's somebody that if he hits the market,
You'd be a fool not to take him.
I don't know if you'd be a fool not to take him because there's other good quarterbacks on the market, right? We also got to talk about how much does a team have to hate you to take $85 million in dead cap money on as Russell Wilson gets cut. That's how much the Denver Broncos are taking on.
Man.
$85 million in dead cap. Like I have to believe that you're the worst type of human being in my mind. For $85 million.
You mean I'm telling you for nearly 100?
Yeah.
What?
Hey, bro.
Woo! That's a lot of dead
You
cap.
get to go home.
I need to understand this. How does that work? Is that spread out?
Well, there's a cap.
No, that's $85 million in dead cap next year.
Next year?
So,
year.
yeah.
So they can't really sign nobody.
So they're like, let's tank for one season.
Well, they already high up. They pretty much tanked last year. So they like, well, we got a low draft pick anyway.
What are the ways around
pick.
that? I need to do more homework. There's ways.
You draft a rookie
around.
quarterback.
Yeah. Rookie contracts.
You drafting rookie contracts.
Yeah.
What
I
are they?
think
So could they move up?
Which is
They
kind
got
of
me
why
a
the
pick.
Bears are doing
Like
what they're
15,
probably doing.
15.
They don't want to pay that type of contract, especially when you're still building the squad out. You know, that's a lot of money to guarantee to someone, especially if you're not getting any results. Denver can't afford that type of contract.
Oh, well, he's
You're
not going to
to
get
the real-
I think Russ is on the I'm playing where I want to play at this point for however much I want
Well,
to.
yeah.
He on his OBJ. What OBJ get like
18.
no, but it was like he ended up getting from the Rams. What did he get that year? It was like
it was like very little.
$850K in
You got
Bitcoin or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Denver right now is sitting at 12. That's JJ McCarthy range. That's JJ McCarthy range.
It is.
I mean, he could go in the top 10.
Could be, but I mean, like I think that when you talk about it, right, like they know what they knew they were going rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
They knew they weren't making a deal or trading it, so they had no problem
They like
with that.
Stidham.
Would you take now? We've seen this scenario thrown out there a couple of times. I just bring it to the show because I like to attack all angles of Bears fans. I know that there's some people that like to entertain the mindset of bringing Russell Wilson in
Oh yeah.
to be the quarterback for one season.
Yeah, take my idea. That was mine. And everybody tried to cook me in the chat.
I'm still about to cook you, but I just
You stand in front of that for me.
bringing Russell Wilson in for 1 year so that Caleb Williams can sit and learn. Oops, sorry.
I'm gonna be honest
I don't
with
know
you.
what's going on here? There's so much on the
So I did.
Joe wants to end the show.
I did
now.
say this with
Joe said, "What that?"
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I said this in the group chat. All right, pass, right? But I will say this: there is a scenario in which that would make sense, but not with Caleb. Them trading back, getting this haul that everyone keeps talking
Shout out
about,
to Drew.
doing all of that, and then maybe going to hometown kid JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
I would do that with JJ. I would make JJ sit for Russ for 1 year.
I think if you ended up going that far back to get a quarterback, yes, that makes more sense. For Caleb Williams, it makes no sense. Like I know that people have entertained that and said, maybe Ryan Poles does that because that's where Ryan Poles came from. Andy Reid had Alex Smith in place before Pat Mahomes, and you're also not bringing Russ into a situation that is brand new.
Yep.
He's been in Shane Waldron's system. He knows how Shane Waldron's system runs. He played well in Shane Waldron's system, and all of a sudden Shane got Russ to do something magical, which is throw over the middle of the field. Yeah, I mean, Russ is not somebody that attacks the middle of the field like that. So I guess from that perspective, I could see it, but it's like if you draft a quarterback number 1 overall and then tell him sit a year,
Yeah, no,
you
I
better
was being stupid
go
when I
to
said
the
that.
playoffs.
I was being stupid when I said that.
But
a JJ McCarthy,
or you do the trade for the Hall, get Jay Daniels, like Jay Daniels sit, and
He did a black quarterback instead of a white one.
that's all I was saying.
Oh no, you can't do that with Jaden. Oh, Jaden's a starter.
I'm just saying.
Has never been
My point was no. Theoretically, this is also a very unique situation.
Yeah.
You're talking about getting a Super Bowl starting quarterback that you only got to pay him $1.2 million a year, and he can get to revive his career in Chicago and then go off somewhere else. If you can sell it, that was just a very small, minute, pie in the sky type of thought. Other than that, no, you take the guy number one or top, whatever you start him. But it would have been very interesting if you did that, especially because he knows the system.
And especially because the best, one of the most accurate QBs in this draft is injury prone. Michael
Come
Penix.
on, Penix.
Hey, Penix is
Penix
dog.
had a really good combine.
Yeah.
Penix is a
That's some nice
dog.
throws.
I like Jaden because he has a
He just broke
more
it.
complete package of
He's-
body
yeah.
of work. But Penix is a dog.
I mean, Penix got
Yeah,
4
but
years.
he cracked his 2 knees, and then he got his
He got
ribs.
2 shoulder
He got
injuries.
ribs, whatever it was.
and he hurt his knee.
Did we ever hear what the injury was during that game? All of a
cracked
sudden, he
his
just
rib.
had a pad on. Like,
No, he broke his ribs. Got
Mhm.
cracked. Or
Did he-
something
did they
in the
crack
national
him?
Didn't they have to carry him off the game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
like
rib game.
he's probably
like
like
carried
that's-
off in the loss is tough.
Yeah.
Cracked my ribs and we lost the game. That's crazy.
Jeez.
Here's a name that's interesting that's hitting the market. I thought that free agency
here
wise
we go.
maybe you could look at Christian Wilkins.
Here we go.
Yes,
Christian
yes,
Wilkins.
and yes.
Not getting franchise tagged. Joel, that could be the big money man in the middle that you
Yeah,
like.
the
How
only-
we
Dog
spending
on
this
right.
No,
money, baby.
I was with it, but the problem is I think
Take
they
this
believe
money.
in Dexter and Pickens. I don't think they're going in that direction to sign a 3 technique.
Hey, I believe in everybody till somebody better show up.
Facts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that better.
Facts.
There's a lot of defensive ends. on this,
I
brother.
believe in Justin Fields right now, but if Caleb Williams come out the first 4 weeks and he got 12 touchdowns passing, I'm gonna be like, well,
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Nice
You know what I
knowing
mean?
you.
Like-
That's a fact.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Christian Wilkins is an interesting name. Joe,
Because how old is he?
JC
20,
26.
Yeah, he's
no,
coming off
he-
of his best sack season
that's-
too. I
that's-
think nine sacks.
that's
But
Yeah, I
coming,
was like-
coming into a 4-3, I don't need you to be a 9-sack guy. I need you to be a guy that we can continually hear about pushing the pocket.
But I think it
I think he
depends
can do that.
for what they want. I mean, but that type of defense with the cover 2, it's those quick. You want quick twitch. Like, is he a 3-4 as a nose tackle? I mean, you kind of like you take on 2 linemen to a degree versus you're shooting a gap in that cover 2 defense.
Well, we got Billings for that.
I
Um,
don't know.
Yeah, you got Bill as well in there, and it's a one gap system. He's not worried about where to go. He's just got to go one direction. So, yeah, I mean that's the thing that makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Birdman 24K. Trade number 1 for Dallas for Micah Parsons. F it.
And Tyreek Stevenson plays quarterback.
Time out, though.
Tyreek Stevenson
Time out,
plays
though.
oh my
quarterback.
God,
How about
Tyreek
them?
Stevens.
Hold on.
Tyreek Stevenson
a
plays
second.
quarterback.
'Cause,
Parents, don't you say that's a
wait
good
a minute.
idea.
Wait a
Don't
minute.
you say that's a good idea.
Y'all ready for it? It's a good idea. You want to know why? Because old Jerry Jones there is not in on that.
Hey, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Show love to another episode of Windy City.
I just want to have as much faith in Justin as intro music has. So.
Let's go into our best and worst of the weekend,
Listen.
boys. Let's keep this thing. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. 3:30 in the building. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. What was y'all best of the weekend? I got to start this off because this is something that continues to happen. What's going on here? What the heck is that? What? Joe
Joe
just
was
got
trying to
stuff
say we
popping
gotta
up. Joe just
Let's-
like, get out.
Hey, Joel is trying to end the watch.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
go.
not mad.
No, I don't. Oh, that might have been. Never mind. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it.
We gotta get a prayer.
My best of the weekend is for some reason when Hayes goes at people, I catch the strays. like no matter what. For some reason when Hayes goes at people, I end up catching the strays. So Hayes end up going at a blog or bloggable or something like that. I don't know who Buddy is, basically. And he tagged all of his favorite Bulls creators in the post as he was going at this guy. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, who the heck is Hayes even talking about? So I ended up clicking on it. I'm blocked from this dude's page. And I just thought that was the best thing. Because all of a sudden now I instantly felt how 50 Cent felt when he woke up and Floyd was going at it. It was like, what you saying me for? I didn't even do nothing. So I thought that was a fun thing that happened this weekend. Hayes out here cooking people, and I end up catching the strays from it, which happens in the studio. Appreciate it. I mean, that was fun. It was hilarious to me that I'm just blocked from people's page because they hate Hayes.
By association, baby.
I guess so, bro. I'm just like, who is this?
As long as they don't bomb you because you in the city. He's not.
Speaking of like that's how old spirit of Ezekiel went down or whatever that was. You know what I mean?
The spirit of Ezekiel.
We're gonna leave it at that.
That situation.
That's how that situation went. By the way, that's a real person for anybody asking and listening in. That's a real something. You know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, it is what it is. What was your best from the weekend?
Of Ezekiel.
So I got a chance to
Arabic Airlines.
I got added to this Chicago Bears group on Facebook.
Oh God, that's worse than Twitter.
That's worse than Twitter. And so it was a bunch of people just riding for JF1. And I mean, listen, I'm all for you riding for your QB. I love it. This guy sat there and wrote this long, thick paragraph, right? I mean, he put all his emotion into it. Hey, challenge it all you want, baby. It's all there. It's like, I'm right here.
The yellow flag.
I'm right here. Listen, all I'm saying is this.
Said long hit thing.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is this.
You did. I know. It's a flag. Hey, that is a flag.
Time out. How else am I supposed to describe the length of the paragraph?
I've never seen a thick paragraph, bro. I've never been looking at that paragraph and going, that paragraph thick as hell.
Time out. So why did I say thick and you thought instantly something like that and not a woman?
Because you
said
started.
long.
No, I'm not trying to hear that. No.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so I terrorized this group for like 2 days and then like remove myself. I caused havoc for like 2 days. I had like 85 notifications on Facebook. I never had that many notifications on Facebook. And people were just chiming in, and I just removed myself. And I said, "Y'all have a nice day."
Agent Chaos strikes again.
Hey, dog, I'm not
That's
gonna lie.
crazy.
There is a part of me where it's like I can tweet something regular, and knowing that it will ruin somebody's day does give me joy because it's like it's a regular tweet. I literally tweeted out one day. It was a Lamar Jackson play, and I literally tweeted clear-cut MVP candidate. And somebody was like flipping the table, wrote an essay. I'm not gonna say it how you said it.
Long thick paragraph.
Crazy, but
Long and thick.
wrote
is
an
crazy,
essay.
Challenging that again.
double challenge. And it was all about why Justin Fields would never be an MVP candidate. I was like, I just ruined your day, not tweeting about nothing that had to do with Justin Fields. So I get you from that standpoint. It is fun being the chaos. Joe, what was your best of the weekend?
I don't remember. best of the weekend. Went to a fun wedding.
Lost when you ask him that.
Went to a fun week. I went to a great wedding. That was good. The combine was.
Joe can't do this segment no more.
He's never prepared. He's never prepared.
Yeah, you know why? Because I'm designing all this other stuff. Joe.
Hey,
well,
he
excuse
actually
me.
had one too. I'm not gonna lie. He
Excuse
actually
me.
had a best.
My
and worst
bad
of the weekend.
one. No, it was the
This
combine.
is what I'm talking about. The bad one.
Oh, your best was the best of the weekend.
The bad one. Here we go.
Well, I was ready for the bad. The bad was my man ran a 4.7 in the.
Oh, that was your worst. That was your worst.
Because I was like, I want some running backs that can catch and got some speed. That we can,
Yeah.
fortify this.
He can catch.
But the offensive linemen were like super. Oh, and they need to cut the 40-yard dash out of the offensive linemen. Like that was my worst too. Like they should just go to like 10-yard splits. Like why do we care about a lineman running 40 yards?
They ain't running 40 yards in no time.
They're not.
Hey,
I
my-
mean, that's
my
like
favorite
They're
thing
like
about-
tearing the hamstrings. And
I was
like
gonna say my favorite thing about offensive lineman running the 40 is like ineligible man downfield flag.
The heck, I need him to run 40 yards.
See,
that's what I'm saying. Like they should cut that down.
I'm
But
with you.
outside of that, no, that was the worst for some of that. I didn't get a chance to see Fashanu really do something. That was like I was looking for the combine, seeing other guys that we don't get the chance to see. And I guess the best was the lettuce. Oh boy, Frank Crum,
Hey, bro, was
Frank Crum.
moving.
He ran under a 5
Hey,
second.
I'm telling you,
40.
bro. I don't know what it is, bro, but like seeing athletes that have like good hair and they don't tie it up in like the weird man bun thing, and so like you see a dunk with like the hair just flailing behind, or like he was running and it's just flailing behind. It's like imagine
Like
seeing
Kobe
that
White.
coming towards.
That's how
you.
Manu Ginobili used to be.
Oh.
His flailing hair
Oh, yeah.
on the Spurs
Hey,
day.
until this went right here.
The nerd in me is like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Old man.
rag in that. Oh, but he needs to tie that up so he can get more.
Fred, you know who does it? Who get the Jaime Hawk is, bro. Jaime just let it.
Oh yeah.
Jaime got the lettuce flowing, bro. He
Yeah.
just coming
Yeah.
through.
looking like Jesus.
I see you, Dan Tanner. But my issue is that these jokers they're not designed to run 40 yards. They run 10 and 20. These jokers tore their ham and got injured in the quad and all that type of stuff. The other thing that was dope was that dude from Texas ran that dang 4.2.
You might have just stole somebody best, but yeah. Anybody best? Anybody best?
No, I'm good.
No, okay.
Somebody Xavier Worthy?
Xavier Worthy.
And supposedly there was somebody else that actually ran a 4-second. They broke it down. I saw a clip that they showed that he hit the line at 4.01, but then they clocked him at 4.3.
I always be wondering about that. It'd be like, are you trying to like hold records or like what's going on with that? Or was that his unofficial try?
No, they had him clocked at 4.3 on the
Yeah,
show.
but your first one is your unofficial try.
Either way,
Yeah.
When they broke it down and he passed the line, it was at 4 seconds.
But sometimes they start the clock late when they get off, too.
Yeah.
That's the other. So they have to kind of
Oh,
look at it from that
okay.
point to the beginning
Yeah.
and the end.
I was about to say, why is it unofficial if you actually timed it?
Well, I think they want to
your first one is your unofficial. Your second one is like I've asked this question because I think it's dumb because your first time should be your official time.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's something to like, okay, now there's some fatigue.
Mhm.
This is probably how you're really going to run.
So it's not.
I thought it was unofficial
I thought
because you can
ran
get a
two and
second
you get the
chance
best
at
of the
bettering
two.
the time.
Yeah, like
You
an
can get
average.
but everybody always tries to better the time, and you almost.
Never do.
It's almost
Well, I
the
mean,
same.
sometimes you do.
I thought.
Yeah, it was a few people that
More
ran
times
like a
than
few
not you
seconds
do. I'm not
better.
gonna say more times than not you
Yeah.
do. People are usually more reserved on their first.
I thought it was you run two and you get the best of the two.
Yeah, you can choose which one is better for you. Like
That
there's
how
one
it
guy who ran like a 4.3
Or is
and he
it-
sat out the second time because he was like, I'm good. That proved what I can do.
The ones that run like 4.1s, like okay, or 4.2 is like,
Well,
hey, go
they're-
return a punt.
They're also going to review when
Let me see your hand.
with the cameras when they hit the clock, is everything lined up properly. So
Oh
they
yeah, that's
probably
what Garza said. He said the person clocking can be slightly off. So
shout out
maybe
to Chicago Guards.
maybe that's what ended up happening there. What was your best from the weekend, C-Dub?
Yeah, man. I gotta get a shout out to Caitlin Clark, man.
Oh, good best.
So for her,
Yep.
hey man, that's huge, man. Like
Yeah.
to pass Pete Maravich as the all-time leading scorer in women's or men's Division I
That's
basketball.
crazy, bro.
And that's big time, man. I mean, you watch how she plays, man. It's like it's the female Steph Curry, bro. And it's not only just the way how she can shoot or pull up, it's the way how she can dime that ball. And she got that ball on the string too. So no, honestly, shout out to her. She's doing big things, and it's like it's kudos for women's basketball overall. So yeah, shout out to Caitlin Clark, man.
Seeing her and Angel Reese and is Juju Watkins going? Are they all going to the
She
WNBA this
might.
year?
She might.
Like seeing all of them in the WNBA.
Caitlin Clark said
next
she's
year?
going to the league.
Caitlin Clark declared.
Yeah.
I mean, Angel got
I'm
to,
getting
right?
tickets.
Angel is senior,
Yeah.
so
I'm
she
getting
got to
tickets.
go.
Hey,
Or-
Chicago Sky cook good, Angel.
I'm
Hey,
getting tickets.
Chicago Sky
got the
could get
third.
Angel, bro.
I think they got the third.
Hey, listen,
Maybe.
it's all fun and games trading away Kalea Copper until you get Angel
Man,
Reese
I like
in there.
KFC.
Hey,
I ain't gonna lie.
Who,
But
I
yeah.
did. I love Kalea. But the part that's tough to me is like, bro, like I knew Angel was tall. She what 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Something
Yeah.
like
I
that.
thought she was tall.
For yes,
Like
yes.
six-
She might be taller whole
She's
time
taller.
because I saw her walking next to Shaq,
And she didn't look
and
that much smaller.
she did not look smaller. I was like, my goodness, bro.
Shaq
Like,
older too, though. He probably lost some inches on his height.
But he still was
you
like
got on his
7,
height
giant,
just quick
7.
enough. You got on his height and just quick enough for us to not pause you. And I was like, I know
No,
you're not
she's-
about to say.
They say she's 6'3".
Ain't no way. I ain't buying it.
But yeah, but
I ain't buying
she
it.
got 3-inch
She's
heels
smaller
on.
than Derrick Rose.
Yeah, the heels. Do
Oh,
make
did
her
she
like
have
6'6".
heels on in that
She's
too?
like 6'6".
No,
heels.
she was in.
I
she
thought
had
she
gym
was in.
shoes
I thought
on
she
when-
was in her Jordans.
Mm.
Now you know ones do give you about an inch and a
Inch or
half,
two.
2 inches. Like,
Inch and-
hey, you be in Air Force Ones with your girl. You be like, it's a tall day, baby.
I
You
saw
know
her
what you
stand
getting
next to
late.
Candace Parker, and Candace Parker is tall.
JC, what was your best of the weekend?
Hey man, I was fighting between two of these. I might still bring it up, but my first one since Calvin was going to, shout out to people hitting records. LeBron hit over 40,000 points this past weekend in the game. They lost against the Nuggets, 124 to 114, and so he's the first person ever in NBA history to reach 40K. I've been biased, I'm Team Jordan, but when you
See, that's what happens when you got a Jordan fan as the
no, I'm a
no,
Jordan fan
no,
all day,
no.
but I was trying to give some respect to the man.
It's not on camera. No, I'm Joe playing the
Dang,
music
Joe.
because he's
not a LeBron
Hey, I
fan.
said this
He
today.
got too much power.
I said if it's not cameras or computers, anything that happened post 2006, Joel don't care about. Joel can care less about it. It don't really exist. It didn't really happen.
I'm sorry.
I was just trying to
being petty.
I was
Like,
no,
go
low
ahead.
key. I didn't want to acknowledge it, but I'm like, you know what? All this time we talked about this man, joining Dwayne Wade and Bosh, making a super team. Kyrie Irving probably giving him his first championship when he went back to Cleveland. All these excuses, like I got to give him some sort of respect. Hitting 40K is big time.
Yeah, because all those guys helped him to extend his career.
Fam, listen.
Yeah.
I don't care. Hey, look. Dirk Nowitzki had dudes help him extend his career.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of dudes that had dudes.
won
Yeah, Mark, bro, listen.
No one won
It
without some.
don't make sense. He 39 years old, averaging 27 points a game.
He's juicy.
Steroids.
It don't make sense.
I believe it, but he dogging people though. I'm
Hey,
gonna just go
look,
with that.
hey, look, whatever kind of steroids it is, the rest of the league need to get on it because clearly
Cocaine
it's
is one heck of a
acceptable.
weapon.
I want you with Dan Tanner.
Clearly it's acceptable, bro. Like
What'd he say?
39 years old,
Oh.
he's scoring more than every Bulls player.
Facts.
No, you have to give it to him. I mean,
For the record,
he's a
MJ is the
freaking
greatest of
nature.
all time and will still be the greatest of
Yeah,
all time.
it's a feat
Make that
that
very clear.
not everybody.
snap.
He's the modern Kareem. I mean,
You
Kareem
know the
was
funny
able to
thing
play
is?
20 years.
This 24-year-olds ain't never seen Mike really play. LeBron
Crazy.
is the greatest of them.
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's
cool.
true.
Right, of course.
I'm cool with
different
that.
eras. Yeah,
No,
that's
but
fine.
what I think,
But we have YouTube.
What was
We
I
got
didn't see-
YouTube.
I didn't see Kareem really play.
Hey, what was
So when you
Kareem
say he was
last
the
year?
greatest, I'm like,
You couldn't
18
stop his.
Whoa,
You couldn't
No,
stop
this
his skyhook.
this was crazy. What was Kareem averaging his last year?
well, Kareem's 42 his last year. So it's
Oh.
different.
Or what was Kareem averaging year 20 or 21, whatever? I don't know.
It
Career
was like
20
20
points a
some
game.
points again.
was he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So never
He
mind.
made the All Star team.
Yeah, because he went from 20 to 18 to 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, 42.
Hey, but that skyhook, you couldn't block it.
Kareem was balling, and then Magic eventually took over where he became the lead scorer. Bro.
I mean, Magic kind of made his entire career, but nobody talks about that.
I said that. I said it all the time.
I mean,
Caleb Williams said he tries to imitate Michael Jordan, so I don't know.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
23, 17, 14, then 10.
Worst of the weekend for me. I got two of them. One funny, one not funny at all. Want to give a quick shout out to the family of Chris Mortensen, who passed away. A major voice of the NFL, a go-to source for the NFL, somebody who we all grew up listening to. No matter how old Joel is, he also got a chance to listen to him, beginning to end. But just
Kareem averaged 10 points. By the way.
Seeing somebody who it seems like a surprise to many people that he ended up passed away. Shefty, Daniel
cancer.
Jeremiah, they all end up talking about him and saying, I just talked to him on Saturday and he just didn't wake up on Sunday. So prayers to the family of Chris Mortensen and rest in power to Chris Mortensen.
Yeah.
Now there's no easy way to segue to a funny topic off of this, but I hate leaving on a bad note or a down note, I should say, not a bad note. Worst of the weekend, Shannon Sharp's outfit. What was going on in that video? Did anybody else see that? Yo, Shannon had on like a guy sensei from Naruto tight outfit. Everybody's cooking them right now, bro. Like with the
he trended on Twitter
orange
for the wrong reason.
backpack.
I'd be making it hard to defend.
Okay,
I'd
bro.
be making it real hard. I'd be like, come on, it's Shannon. You see. No.
And that's what it is. It's not a bad outfit. You're just too big
Too
for that
big
outfit.
for that, my
bro.
G.
Giant.
Jeez.
Was he like 6'2" or 6'3"?
He's too big for that.
Shannon might be bigger than that.
yeah, I was
bro.
about to say if he tight
Hey,
end,
K
he was
Booker
like
World
6'6",
said the
6'5".
fifth
think
Ninja
he's
Turtle,
6'2".
Shay Shell.
Where was he at with that outfit?
Shay
He
again?
was going, bro. That was the thing. He was going to like a regular winery too. It was like
Yeah,
Total
it was a wine
Wines.
spot. Yeah,
I was
just hopped out
bro,
the
ain't
car.
that in the Total Wines in the hood, ain't it? Like, ain't that where you get like the box wine? At?
Hey, your boy
Hey,
Buck
Uncle's like
said
60
Shay
years old. Where's his woman?
Well, he's still clapping the young guys out here.
Was that the that,
Yeah. Monique was talking about him. Said Monique says stop
stop chasing
these young chicks, find your old soul.
Yeah, rub your feet.
Yeah, I
remember
guess
that.
I guess
Yeah.
he knocking them down 22 and up. Shout out to Shay Shay. If you got it, you got it. Worst of the weekend, C-Dub, what you got?
Man, just found this out. Sucks. So Russell Westbrook, man, he's having surgery on his fractured right hand.
Dang it.
So that sucks for him, man, because obviously, he came in as a starter for the season. Now he's a sixth man coming off the bench, and now they're saying that he might not be available into the last 5 or 6 games. So for the Clippers, I
Oh,
mean,
so he's supposed to be coming back?
possibly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Westbrook comes back from injury really well. So
He does.
but still, like a fractured hand this close to the end of the season, that's not really good for the Clippers. So
That's a blow.
that's
for
the worst.
What you got, JC?
Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops has been one of my favorite players. When I got introduced to watching the WNBA back in the day with Cynthia Cooper and Tina Thompson, all them, they was killing it on the comments. But recently, she had some backfire when she talked about Caitlin Clark on the Gilbert Arenas podcast a while ago, saying that, when she gets to the league, she's not going to be this amazing presence right away. She's going to, transition.
That was Cheryl Swoops.
Yeah,
Yes,
Cheryl Swoops. Now she's trying to backtrack and saying all these things. You know how you make up all these excuses to let people know that you're not technically, you don't have some sort of discrimination against a certain race or something. Now she's saying, I grew up with a white girl. One of my white friends from school was my best friend. Like, she's making all of these excuses and it's just making it look worse and worse. She's digging even more of a hole just to kind of justify that she wasn't really going the racial route with Caitlin Clark. So bad on her.
Yeah, that's a tough look. That's a tough look.
Yeah,
Like
Caitlin Clark a beast,
only going the racial route on the greatest scorer in college basketball history. Like not just among the women, like greatest. You know what I mean, like
Hey, listen, I can't even
Just a
say
peek.
this.
Yeah.
Just
hey, bro, like what do you say to that, bro? What do you
just
say
sis.
to
Out of
that?
all the things you could have said,
Like at least let her have a bad game before you do it. I think she put up 50 like the night before.
Yeah.
Hey, she's the truth, man.
people be making a fool out of themselves. I'm gonna just get my worst out there. You can't get this worst out there.
What's your worst?
All those Caleb Williams fans backtrack. It's a lot of you all that are now on Twitter, in our chat, stuff like that was real big on Caleb Williams not being the guy and all this stuff. And now you're backtracking. You shouldn't have been that type of fan in the first place. You should have been a Bears fan, not a Justin fan. You should have been real true to. We had people making up. Oh, he wants ownership.
No, that wasn't made up.
I know it wasn't made up.
That's
That
what
wasn't
Bobby
made
said.
up.
dad-
That was real.
no,
his
his
dad
Bob
genuinely
His dad
inquired.
implored about what that would look like. And it was an agent that said he didn't do it in a disrespectful way. He was just trying to figure out what are the options for his son's future down the line. To take that story and spin it to say, well, he wants ownership as soon as he gets there.
I mean, it's like he won a stock option.
That's not going to happen. Right? To all these stupid narratives that people make up just to denigrate somebody, it's like, dog, for what? Why? Why are you that person?
You still gonna
Why are
watch
you
on
being
Sunday?
that guy?
But you know
or
what?
girl?
Here's the thing. That's just draft season. It sucks. It's just draft
It's
season.
lion season.
It's lion season. Justin Fields was going to die on the field of a seizure. That was the fear with him. It was
Even
like
with Justin,
it was
why
just
are
like
you that guy?
it was just like I've seen him get sacked quite a bit. He's never had a seizure. You know what I mean, like, so
There's people who
that's
saying
just-
that Justin should be a career backup now. Why are you that guy?
That's crazy.
Why are you that guy? Why do you have
Or
that much
running
hate
back.
in your heart?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. We watched Dan Orlovsky switch his opinion mid-show.
Midstream.
Hey, bro, not even mid-show, I should say. Mid-statement. Like, he was talking about, bro, he was literally like, he said, if you're Pittsburgh, you have to pay Justin Fields. Why would you trade for Justin Fields, giving up the capital, and you have to pay for him, and it's $25 million. And then I think it was Mike Tannenbaum was on with him today, and basically was just like, well, really, the whole thing is only $25 million more than what you'd be paying Kenny Pickett. And like right at that moment, he was like, well, if that's the case, I'd give the capital up and trade for him. I was like, it's been 4 minutes since you said your part. Like, what changed that quick? So
Dan Orlovsky gets a huge
hey, bro. You know what's crazy? No,
because that's who it's designed for.
no, you know what's crazy
it was,
is
yeah.
I know
Designed for him.
it is designed for the Muds, and we got to get up out of here, boys. We always going too long when we're in the studio having too much fun. But I know, like, there is something that everyone's good at, and being a good leader is trying to identify that.
Yep.
And yet there are some weeks where ESPN doesn't have a choice but to put certain people on it. So guys like Orlovsky get on like statements and things like that, or big opinion shows. And Dan Orlovsky is one of the best guys when it comes to quarterback breakdown, offense breakdown, offensive finding a way to be offensively efficient for teams, finding out what quarterbacks need to improve at, because he saw the struggles. But man, when he got to go out there and give like an opinion and stick to it,
He gets flustered.
He get thrown off.
He doesn't.
real
He can't
quick,
stick
yeah.
to. He doesn't have the ability to tongue wrestle with the rest of them. He doesn't like to get loud. Tongue wrestling.
And with that,
How'd you go with that bar?
Gross.
nope,
You ain't got a
nope.
flag.
nope.
Nah, that's
that's
what you
enough.
get.
That's it.
Nope.
Oh,
Yellow
Jordan's
flag.
got a flag for you.
Yep, that's it.
And,
That's
yep. Throw that one
Tongue
out
wrestling. Really.
there.
That was limp.
I didn't want to throw it. I didn't want to hit one of the things like you did.
Hey,
And that's the show, guys. All right, here we go.
appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all already know how we get down, man. For the pettiest man in the world, P Kid, of course, super producer Joel Holt, running the cameras, C Dub, and Jordan JC in the back, host of the Chicago Bears Breeze. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love, Bear Don, and tongue wrestling. You can say that. You can say that on TV.
You know what?
Say that.
Let's